How much are you paying for rent in New York?
Yeah, so I pay $900 for rent in New York City.
Say it again. Wait, hold on a minute.
I pay $900 for rent in New York City. I've never paid more than $1,000. I have an incredible 3-bedroom, 2-story, central AC, central heater, office space. And I don't live, I also have a dishwasher. I have laundry in my building. So, these things in New York that are mega luxury. I don't live on Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
I live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
But I live in the part of Brooklyn that when people visit Brooklyn, they visit my neighborhood. I live in a very nice neighborhood. I don't live in a luxury building. But, that's just an excuse. New York is very expensive.
Absolutely.
However, when I moved to New York, I dropped a car payment. I dropped car insurance.
Wait. So how'd you get around? You took the sub?
You take the subway. I bike. I'm a big biker. There's City Bike. It's $15 a month for New Yorkers.
And you can bike. So you ride your bike from your house to where you do your podcast and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, so I podcast at Rockefeller Center typically. So 30 Rock, where the Christmas tree is. So it's about a 6-7 mile bike ride. I have my backpack. It's, I try, it's all about stewarding your time. And so if I'm a physically active person, so if I can get a workout in, then I'll bike. If I can do that, I'll do it. If not, I'll do the subway. But that's also one of the things that makes New York hard, right? Life is hard everywhere, but lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to die on my bike as I get to work.
But from what I hear from yourself is, yes, New York is expensive, but it doesn't have to be expensive to you. You make the choices. You make the decisions on what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And at the end of the day, it's going to require some form of sacrifice. And you were like, I'm willing to make the sacrifices so my rent and my living expensive is not as expensive.
I mean, when I first moved to New York, I know you and I have already talked about this, but I was new into running my own photography business. I worked for a guy for a lot of years in LA, started my own business. I was all high and mighty because I had all these connections from him.
Yeah.
And then I start my own business. I moved to New York and guess what? It was crickets. It was really hard to rebuild my business. And I ended up sharing a bed with one of my best friends for 6 months in a tiny Brooklyn apartment. And I think I paid maybe $400 for rent at that time.
Wow.
But I those first few years, my last 7 years of my business have been quite interesting. 7 years ago, I was making less than $20,000 a year.
Okay. Wow.
And I think it was 2 years ago. So 5 years after that, I hit 6 figures for the first time.
And you're in your mid-30s?
I'm 35 now. Yeah. And so this year will be, I've continued to grow. But I mean, I was barely paying my rent, even though it was $400 a month. Yet here I am in the editorial world, having all these expenses of, I was a member at Soho House, which is this, kind of exclusive club for entrepreneurs. And I'm trying to book these mega big fancy clients, booking me at $1,000 an hour. And so I'm paying for their, drinks at our meetings where I'm showing them my work and trying to book stuff. And then I'm like, I got to go home and eat ramen noodles because I cannot afford. So I was really conflicted, Anthony. I was, I could live underneath my means, but I was conflicted because I was trying to fake it till I make it and get these clients that I couldn't have them over to my apartment. That I was really struggling for a long time.